You can meditate anywhere, but you want the conditions to be as quiet as possible. All right, let's close our eyes. Imagine floating peacefully on water, the color of pink lemonade. I learned how to get out of the way, and I help other people get out of the way. Among other things, Kofi Kandwani teaches meditation at the Morehouse School of Medicine. The goal is to get to the deeper levels of your mind. Kofi Kandwani knows the tranquility of one of the most amazing places in West Africa. One of the wonders of Senegal is just about an hour from the major city of Dakar, Lac Rosé, the Pink Lake, a miracle of nature that provides an unusual livelihood for the people who live here, and is said to provide something even more unusual. The local people feel as though there's some wonderful healing powers in this Pink Lake. And this is a man who has devoted his professional life to the pursuit of such things, looking for the truth behind the myth. The legend of this lake. What are some stories you have heard from the people?
When people have problems, they go to see the native doctor and the herbalist who advise them to come and throw something in the water. You do that to have a good chance, or you do that to be protected.
The Pink Lake contains a form of algae that reacts with sunlight.
Some is algae.
Algae, yes. Yeah.
He said even it is these plants that are responsible for the pink color.
It's pale gray in the morning. It is bright pink by noon on most days. There are no fish. Just about the only living thing capable of surviving in the Pink Lake is a form of plant. This body of water is saturated with salt, so much so that crystals form on any foreign object in a matter of minutes. An ore, or a human being. Prolonged exposure is fatal, yet the people of this village extract 24,000 tons of salt each year from the bottom of the lake. To spend more than 15 minutes in these beautiful, deadly waters, those who mine the salt coat their bodies with shea butter.
That permits them to stay in the water 2 hours or 3 hours.
The Pink Lake is the source of almost all the salt in West Africa and even beyond. For years, the Pink Lake also was the only source of income for those who live here, although that has very recently started to change. Once isolated and remote, the Pink Lake now attracts tourists. Most of them come to see this wonder of nature, but a few come to be cured.
Bathing in the water is recommended for health because of certain skin diseases like dermatology problems.
Traditional healers have always known the therapeutic value of a salt-laden Pink Lake. Now slowly, word is spreading farther than the bags of salt that leave here.
You have some doctors in Europe that tell their patients to come down here in Senegal to the Pink Lake and get washed.
The truth behind a myth. Looking at herbs is just a small corner of African traditional medicine. What they do works. Now, can it be explained? Always no. Some people actually think that I'm a traditional healer. Usually seen in African garments because he is most comfortable in them, Kofi Kandwani is part of a research team investigating the science of traditional healing in Africa, particularly in the treatment of patients living with HIV. People who have little or no access to hospitals, and even if they did, could never afford the antiretroviral drugs produced by pharmaceutical companies. People who were diagnosed with this disease years or even decades ago, yet continue to survive and even thrive. Kofi Kandwani was with me on that memorable visit to Fatick, Senegal in 2003. He spoke to patients like this woman with diabetes. What did they do first when you came here? And to some who were living with HIV for years without doctors or drugs.
I was welcomed. And I was surprised because it seemed not to be like a hospital. It was like my family, like my house.
They've never used a microscope to look at HIV. How did they choose these particular herbs for HIV?
He credits Dr. Eric Bedosa.
You couldn't tell who was sick, who was staff, who was visiting. The people there looked very healthy. You didn't see the images that you normally would see on TV in terms of this person has HIV.
I will never forget one woman in the village, full-figured and beautiful, who seemed to radiate health. She showed me a picture of a skeleton, and she said, "This is the way they found me, where my village had put me by the side of the road and left me for dead." And I said, "Well, what did you take?" She said, "I don't know. I just ate 3 meals a day and drank tea at night, and I got better." It's an unforgettable thing how this lady could go from a skeleton to
look like this.
to look like this. Is she still around
He's still around.
and still healthy?
Absolutely.
How is such a thing possible? That's what we're still trying to find out.
I respect that process, but it's actually translating what he has learned from within to what we can understand.